Hello guys, and welcome back to Framecraft. Today we're going to have a look mostly at textiles. We've got a couple of frames to finish off the inevitable medals, which we've now got a new bit of glass in, which hopefully should be fixed. I really hope it's going to be fixed. Just one other frame that we printed off the other day, which we're now going to put together for you, just so you can see that finished off. Then we're going to stretch 3 cross stitches in our traditional, well, our commercial way, if you like. And then we've got an embroidery to do in a lacing fashion. And then finally we've got that canvas block, which you may or may not have seen the other day, just to stretch over the canvas bars and finish off. You still need to go downstairs for the final varnishing. But yeah, stay tuned, have a look. So as I said, the first thing we're going to do is going to look at those medals and hopefully get that glass sorted today. And it means that they can get their lovely medals up on the wall nicely. Once again, I'm going to grab the gloves. So this is a specialist bit of glass. This one happens to come from a different manufacturer now. So hopefully the new manufacturer will not put any bubbles into the most expensive glass that you can buy. But essentially it's got 99% UV protection over the top of it in a film, so a laminate over the top protects the print. And also it's virtually invisible. What I mean by that is it allows in and out 99% of the light, and because it allows in 99% of the light, it's virtually invisible. So you can always tell it's UV glass. You probably won't be able to see it on this, but if you look down the sight edge of the glass, that you'll notice that it's a red edge instead of the usual blue or green. So obviously it's filtering out the violet. So if you think about things in an RGB fashion, obviously red on the side means that it's doing its job properly. That's a good way to check if you're ever inside. Let's get the expensive glass machine cut out. And a nice fresh cloth. So as you know with this, it's particularly difficult to tell if there are any bubbles or anything like that until we actually put it onto the medals themselves. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be pristine this time. Use a little bit of grease and glues and things like that was being transported, but it should hopefully all come off. It's been a large number of weeks actually, so it's very important to get all this sorted. So I just use the edge of the table to look down. It just allows me to get a better look down on things. Clean both sides twice just to make sure there's no smears. So again, I'm leaving that sticker on until last because it's going on the outsides. We'll clean the glass again, but because of that laminate, it's one way it's got to actually face the artwork. Yeah, this looks like a much better bit of glass. I'm feeling more confident. So it really does pick up little bits and bobs and things like that, and it's truly unforgiving glass. You know, one of the reasons why this glass is so expensive is because it takes so long to clean. Not only the cost of manufacture, we've got to, you know, triple in cleaning time over normal standard glass. There's my lovely compressor again. So wait for that to finish. Right, the compressor's finished now, which is always good. Yeah, there's a few little smears and things like that which are so easily picked up. It's tripled by the fact that this is a black mount. Black mounts are one of the most difficult things in the world to mount in any way, shape or form, just because any spots of dust or scratches or marks or finger drags or pencil drags or even mountboard against mountboard drags shows up on a black mountboard like video. So we'll probably have to go in and out of this glass a couple of times just to make sure that it's all nice and pristine and clear and free of smears. But this stuff is so easy to get smears and dust inside of. Yeah, we'll have to go in a couple of times probably. And anyway, more importantly, there's no chinks or scratches or bubbles on these on this new bit of glass, which after 5 weeks is an absolutely epic blessing. So I need cleaning and cleaning and cleaning again. So tonight I'm just going to give it a good old clean and polish, and we'll finish the frame off another day. Essentially, it's much better to do this type of glass in the daylight, but I did want to get it out and just triple check it. Hadn't got any scratches or anything like that, so I'm just going to do two sides in terms of a sandwich. Very much happy that there's no bubbles or scratches in it this time. So I'm just going to put that to the side now. Nice and safe. And an awful lot happier. It's been a bit of an epic, that. Yeah, it's caused a few minor stock issues. Essentially, I don't have an issue with my supplier. My supplier's been great. They've sent out multiples and you know, bits of glass again and again and again. I had to give up on them for obvious reasons and go with a different supplier. But it's more of a manufacturer issue rather than supplier issue. So obviously our supplier gets it in as a wholesale and passes it on to us. So surprising that someone would manufacture that into their highest end glass, but que sera, sera. Anyway, I can't remember whether I showed you this on Monday night's stream, but it's a nice little shaggy dog. Let's put that there so you can see it. I'm going into well, I suppose a shabby chic frame. It's white with an underlayer of gold in it. Just really picks up very nicely on the dog's colour, and it's going to be a really nice Christmas present for somebody. That's a bonus. I thought I was going to have to clean and polish that glass. I don't have to. That's good. So someone's already sandwich taped that for me very usefully. That's one of the most time-consuming parts of the job. Essentially, is the sandwich taping. Now I can see why it's left. It needs a little bit trimming off the side. There's always reasons, isn't there? There's always reasons why it should be left. So I'm just going to move this. I'm just going to trim this one down quickly. So excuse the camera angle. I wasn't intending to do this tonight. So all I'm basically doing is I'm just using the glass as a sight edge, just to trim down the side. So I'll need to get inside and clean and polish it again anyway, because obviously you can get glass splinters. But just using the glass, which obviously came out of the frame, you know that it's going to fit in nicely. It's just the baseboard that it's been attached to is just a little bit big. Nothing to do with the image, nothing to do with the mount itself. So all I'm doing is cutting through the multiple layers here, one score at a time, and just repeating it down the side of the glass using obviously a straight edge ruler as well as the glass itself, and obviously performing multiple cuts allows you to get a nice accurate finish to it. So as I mentioned, because I am using the glass as an edge, I'm going to have to open it up and clean it all out again. But that's no major problem. So I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's just the tiniest little sliver off the side, no more than about a mil and a half both sides. Sometimes that's all it takes just to fit it nicely in a frame. Anyway, it's got nice flush edges now, so it should fit in. Let's triple check before we clean it all up. There we go. It's in all nicely now. So as I mentioned, I just need to open them up again and clean out any little bits of glass shards. They won't affect the image in any way, but they will obviously cause a little bit of a sheen. So any professional picture framers that are out there, you'll know already through sheer happenstance and the degree of effort it takes to get all these things ready for Christmas. It's all the little techniques and things like that I use are obviously developed over the years because primarily if something has gone on or gone wrong, or you learn by your mistakes, or you learn by other people's mistakes in the trade. So it's always good to get any bits of information or anything like that off other people. So what triggered that memory is the fact that I've purposely sprayed the glass away. It's one of the first things that my father taught me when bunging images, is make sure that you spray anything away from the image itself, because it doesn't matter how good you are, how accurate you are with the gun, there might be a little bit of spray get somewhere near someone's image. So a lot of these techniques, a lot of these this information is been passed down to me by my father. He set this business up almost 30 years ago now. I took over about almost 15 years ago now, and hopefully one day the kids will take over as well, keep the nice family business going. So I got two little ones, one 2-year-old, one 5-year-old, and both gorgeous little things. In fact, I think we've used them in a couple of our balloon videos, so you're more than welcome to go and have a look on YouTube at our balloon videos. That wasn't intended. Stand up, you drunkard. There we go. Too many wires everywhere. Let's get some tape on the back of this. I've been changing around the camera angles and things like that there, so you can hopefully see a little bit better. Let's try a little doing all that without this window catching you guys. Not plugged in for some reason. No? So you're on? Right. Right, temporary blip. Just to restart the stream. Second.